go, and go, and go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go crazy like a dum-dum. East side homeboy, where I come from. Dance on the floor till you go numb. Man fighting, no hating, no red wrong. This is O City. All the way to the bay, hit the base, feel me. Catch a case cause it's beating up your Chevy. Get you moving side to side, getting all sweaty. Make it work it out. Turn the volume up loud. It's a draw crowd, make it all shout. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Hit play on the track and I'm ready. Like a quarterback, Tom Brady. Catch it all in the frenzy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go. All the way from the O to LA. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, go.
What's up, Scoop family? It is Tuesday. It is 8:03. Boy, we coming up a minute in early every week. Look, yes. Come on,
we on time so long.
Yes, okay. I'm here for it. And Lord knows we can snatch up every second that we can on this evening show because these topics are going to absorb all the time. I'm calling it early. I was telling Wynn before we got all together. I said, listen, I'm guaranteeing eye rolls, teeth sucking, neck rolling. Like it is today will be a day. The comments, ladies, fellas, stretch them fingers. I need y'all popping the nut, like get them ready. Okay. Like we've been talking all that Gibby app all week. We bringing you the comments, the topics tonight. I'm just putting it out there. Okay. So don't hit that share button. Tell your folks to come on in. You've been wanting to talk in live in color. Tonight is the night. We need y'all in the room. So hit that like button, hit the share button. Tell us where you from in the comment section. Cause you know, this is a fan. This is us. This is our show. So we need you tapping in. Let us know where you're coming from. We need to know, who tagging in tonight. Because I guarantee you, everybody on panel and in the pocket is ready to say their piece on tonight's topics. Okay. So I'm gonna get straight to it. I think I slid the rules on in there. I slid our ways of working on in there in the intro. So I want to go ahead and say what's up to my curly girl over here in the corner. Rock girls, the ponytail girls. Do it. Yeah. Come on through.
On this fine Tuesday, thought I'd give y'all a little bounce.
Damn.
Yes, courtesy of the Colin Custard of Elegance by Design. Yes, I do use Colin Custard for my girl. I love it. Yes. Ready for tonight. This is gonna get y'all know every week it's been getting tougher and tougher. Whew, we have to talk down our triggers. So I'm getting loose.
Right. Before we said you ready, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready to rock. Let's make it happen.
I'm good.
Bro, how are you? You ready for this evening? How you feeling on this Tuesday?
Yeah. Wind still straight. I'm good.
Yeah. Rumble, young man, rumble, okay? Because you got one tonight.
Woo, yeah.
Jesus, hold on. Let's say a quick word of prayer. Not another second or another minute. Yes, Lord. How you doing, Q?
I'm good. That's a lie. I'm feeling real like Kels today. Like this is the longest week ever, and it's just a Tuesday. Like this has been a heavy, long, irritating week already. I had a really great weekend too. So to come on to a Monday that just whopped you upside the head, and then here you come with a Tuesday with another pie. I'm just like, bro, I'm going back to bed. I want to go back to bed. So, but I'm here and happy about this show, okay? Because this one right here,
cheer you right on up.
Yeah.
We have us a good time, and we're gonna make sure that that we give everybody the space they need to express themselves in the manner in which that is necessary.
Yes,
I said that was real nice, wasn't it?
That was real PC. We're going to have to put that on. We're going to write that in the script, bro, so we can all say it.
The manner in which,
the manner in which you say it.
I got you.
My goodness.
Yes.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into this, Kels. What you got?
Okay, so before we get into hot topics, I want y'all to make sure y'all hit the like button on our Facebook page. It's at Real Scoop Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Wait, no, YouTube is at Real Scoop Show, right? And then, no, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't put it all off. Let's start off, hit the like button on our Facebook page, and then subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's at The Scoop Show, and then join our Facebook group, and it's just The Scoop. You can see the green background to know that you're in the right place. Let's see. So, for our first hot topic, differences in expectations on vacation. This is when we left off. I think we ended last week. We couldn't get it in, so we said we were going to go ahead and bring it back. So basically, we're talking about for couples. So it says the crew is chatting about the different expectations during vacation from male and female point of views. We're trying to see something. In what ways do men and women differ regarding what's expected to go down during vacation? Let's see. Oh, okay. You had another meme that went with this conversation, but basically the root is what are expectations of women on vacation? So I'll just start with you, Q, since you wrote the question. You can fill us in on where you was going with it.
Yes. So this I will because this conversation actually turned out to be really good. So I don't even mind sharing what the meme was about, because this is where our conversation with us and the fam was talking. This is what we were talking about. So there was a meme that was going around that said, "I'm sorry, I'm not going down during a vacation that I had to put in on," is what the meme said. So I shared that to the group, and we laughed about it because I said, okay, I'm not going to put this in the group because I know where this is going to go. But this does talk about the expectation. This does touch on the expectations of vacation. You know what I mean? When we, even outside of finances, we got into a different rabbit hole. We were talking about when vacations happen, how often women will plan all these, we want to see stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of the time we want to go out and see all the new stuff. We have Googled and TripAdvisored and asked to join the groups and took pictures. We got vision boards and like all kinds of stuff set up for these vacations because it's setting us outside of our normal, and we want to go and enjoy it, have adult time, enjoy it. Not at all saying sex is not involved. It's actually look very forward to, because you're expecting to go and have all this fun and remember how young and free and beautiful it was when it was just the two of y'all, and that's going to make you feel all warm and fuzzy and all of that. Whereas, and then we continued to talk, and we were thinking, and we were like, but that is so not usually how that goes. And even the comments on the meme were like, yeah, right. We're going to stay at the house. If I don't care who putting in on it, if we getting on the plane, it's going down, that type of thing. So we got it more further in the conversation where men are like, yeah, that just means we going to the hotel, it's going down. Like, that just means we finna do it in all the different places that we're not going, nothing's happening unless that's happening. That was kind of the conversation. So we posed the question to the group, and the responses were on par and hilarious at the same time. So yeah, it was a good conversation. I'm sure I'll share more here in a minute. But as the other man on the crew, tell us what your thoughts were on this post in our conversations.
So my thoughts were, I mean, I get the point of what the ladies were saying. Like, I get you all don't want to sit up in the room and just have sex all day. I get that. I think my pushback is ladies were saying, well, this is not the time for that. When as a man, we're often told you're too tired at home. So when we get to a place that's like vacation, or we're tired at home because we're doing the things that we do every day with kids and work and all that stuff. So when we get on vacation, our expectation is like, we about to get into some yeah, we about to get the extra.
Yeah.
And so my thing, I didn't get it from the perspective of like, I didn't have a problem with do the other thing, like go visit places and do stuff. But for me, the problem was ladies are like, well, this is stuff we do at home. And I'm like, but that's the problem. We're not doing it at home. So when we come on vacation, then it's like, so can we do it now? So I think that was my pushback was let's I'm cool with going to the places. I'm cool with that. But let's not act like the cup is overflowing at the house. Let's not pretend that's really happening, because it's not. So, and that's not
okay.
It is.
That is fair. In a lot of situations, it is not as often or spontaneous or any of those other things. Insert adjective that implies spice to the situation. That definitely makes sense, and I think a lot of women also agreed with that. I think there was a deeper issue to that, and I think. But Kels, go ahead and tell her, and we'll go back to that. But Kels, tell us what you think about it.
My whole thought process on it was, I don't know if I've ever really had expectations on a vacation, because I don't think I haven't taken a long-term vacation with a guy. Like the vacations I've taken with guys, like it's been vacation, so it was understood what the vacation was.
Yeah.
Mom, if you're watching, sorry.
It was prayer, Bible study, and prayer. That's what she's referring to.
We knew that's what we were going to do. Yeah, so it was that. Yeah, so I haven't had this. I just had to be transparent. I really haven't had it, so I really didn't. I haven't really had that, but I can understand both sides of it, because I do hear, and I remember in the last long-term relationship, just you don't. It's not wild and crazy and all that intimacy and stuff when real life is going on and you have other obligations and things like that. So I get it, but both vacations I'm on. It's going down.
She's like, yeah, I knew what we were here for. Where to Wynn's comment before we went to Kel, where he was talking about, it's not necessarily happening as often, and that's what that's what's not even the expectation. It is what is. They look forward to it because they miss it. You know what I mean? It's not even they miss you. It's not even the it. I can't even replace it with it. It is they miss you in that young, free way, the same way that we miss them in the hey baby, walk up to you behind you in the gift shop and kiss you on your neck, those types of things that you remember. He wants to see you swinging from the new chandelier, and you want to have, you. So I think most women on the post wanted, they were agreeable to to a happy medium. You know what I mean? I think a lot of women, myself included, have said that like when there's an attitude attached to, like, we can't do nothing until that happens, and then like that's consistent within a thing, that's like, okay,
That's
really, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is this the gate key to get to everything outside the room? Like, okay, is that what we're doing? So, and I think I'm kind of exaggerating, but I know I'm speaking on behalf of a multitude of women who chimed in with comments similar to this. But that's where I think the women are like, okay, now we didn't pack the lingerie to just look at it in the bag. Like, we know the lingerie has to go on the body, but can we unpack the bag before we got to put the lingerie on the body?
Right.
You like that lingerie? I didn't ask you to put the lingerie in the bag at all.
This is already on. Like, by the time you get in the doorway, you ready. I get it. And I think I think it depends on the vacation too. Like for me, if you're a couple, I would think if you're a married couple and you have kids and things like that, I would think you probably are excited about, okay, this is some spontaneous time for some spontaneous. Because I know you can't be as spontaneous as you would like with children in the house. I mean, there's just no way that you can be. So I think maybe that whole fantasy of going away and not having those other constraints too, it seems to be like that's what you'd be looking for.
Coco said she's with me. We're on vacation. I'm going to be extra. We have kids, 15 years. We having all the fun, but I feel that I want to rest too. Again, and I'm with that. I just think, like I said, I get the ladies' point, and the ladies who are saying that they want to do it, they want to sightsee, they want to. And as a man, I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, well, yeah, I don't have a problem doing that. I want to do that, but I might not want to go sightseeing as much, but. I want to ride ATVs and horses on the beach. I want to, go to nice dinners, get dressed. I want to do that kind of stuff too. Again, I might not want to go to nobody's museum. It just depends on where we are.
I don't think every woman wants to do, especially now. Some women like museums and stuff, but like the equivalent to out of the
room, not just in the room. Yes.
Before I lose this thought. So I'm wondering if sometimes when women are planning the vacations, if they're not thinking about that the activities that would excite their husband, like maybe they are just planning for what I want to do. So yeah, if you want to go shop till you drop and have mimosas on the rooftop, he might not be that excited. So some of them may not be the whole I expect you to just be freaky the whole time. It may just be not just absentmindedly you're thinking about things you want to do, and you haven't planned anything that's really going to excite him to be like, I want to get out the room and go do that because that's what I want to do. So,
that's right there is a game changer. That's decoded right there, and that is the key. And I think, and I'm really surprised that nobody really did. Anybody say that? Did we miss that? Did somebody say like that's not? Yeah, and I'm like that makes because I know. I mean, James and I go on vacation, even if it's like just to like a turnaround or something, I'm pulling up the computer and we're looking for stuff together. You like this room? Slide the computer. Yeah, no, okay, slide it back. You want to do that? Yeah. And so because I don't want to I don't like to be put in positions where I don't like to go do stuff that I want to do. Like at 36 years old, who wants to do that? And I feel he's the same way. So, but that's something that we've had to come to an understanding. I mean, we generally like the same things, but that's still something on vacation. We have to, we both have to kind of do that. Hey, how do you feel about that? And then when we get there, we still have to decide, do you still feel like doing that today? Because that might change. Yeah. What I mean? So if it's vacation, I don't think neither party should be so rigid about checking boxes in either of their minds when it really comes to just going and having a good time. Really, like I think that's the key to a vacation. Just
going on vacation.
Yeah.
have a good time. That's the part, and I think that's really the genesis of the argument, or that we both have to figure out how we both can enjoy this trip.
Yeah, and enjoy each other, because that's you could have went with your homies if you weren't going, you know.
That'd be a whole different kind of trip.
You're right about that.
Do nothing on vacation but have Bible study. So
next topic. What we got?
We gonna keep moving right along. So
hold on 1 second, real quick. Yes, Phoenicia Lewis says vacation should be liberating for both parties. Facts.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You got any other?
That's
okay.
it.
This one is talking about a food list that someone makes for someone that's donating food. So here's a question. Shout out to Miss Stephanie Franklin for answering it. Asking this question. In light of the fact that there are many people who have been affected by COVID, you want to do your part to help in any way you can. Someone that you know in passing is desperately in need of food. You tell them to send you their grocery list. It is made up of items like salmon, jumbo shrimp, chicken wings, crab legs, thick cut bacon, bakery fresh bread, cake, alcohol, etc. What's your response? Oh, I don't know, man.
Look at our faces.
I ain't asking for first of all, I ain't asking for no list. But
you kind of have a point there, Gil. I think
You said what?
I probably if I'm just donating, I probably wouldn't ask for a list. You know what I mean? I would ask for a list. Yeah.
you want this one first?
I'm gonna go. You go on to you, Win.
So here, part of me is like eyebrow, people's eyebrow, but the other part of me says like, this is stuff I eat, so I would want people to, like I don't want you to be around here eating sardines. So part of me is like, but the other part of me is like, okay, like this is what I eat, maybe not bakery fresh bread, and alcohol, but shrimp, chicken wings. Y'all know how I feel about chicken wings. Yeah. Salmon, like cake. I don't know. So part of me is like, but the other part of me is like, again, if I'm going to bless somebody, then I want them, just like when we do the Thanksgiving thing, I'm not getting people the cheap stuff. I'm gonna get you the same stuff I would eat. So I'm split on this one. I'm gonna be honest. I would probably just cash out them whatever money I'm gonna give and be like, here, do what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? Because if I was on, here's the $100 to go grocery shop and get your own stuff. So
that's right. What do you think, you?
So y'all know I'm a person who doesn't really like to ask questions and I don't want to know the answers to. So given that I'm giving, I don't give, if I'm donating or giving or anything like that, I'm not giving shabby stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, and this list is not really crazy aside from things for me like the jumbo shrimp and crab legs. I'll say this. These are things that I buy for myself with my own money. These are not things that I would ever ask someone else to purchase for me. So there's that. Yeah. I can purchase high quality chicken. You can get the organic hotness. You know what I mean? I can ask you, if I know you well enough to be trying to donate into your situation, I probably have an understanding of the type of food that you eat. So I know, you're not a ramen noodle type of person, but I would do what I would do and tell them with what I've done, that should open up a little bit more funds for you to maybe purchase one or two of these items that I didn't get. You know what I mean? But I'm giving. I'm not obligated to do anything. And I'm absolutely not buying you alcohol. We might go have a drink. But I'm not bringing you a bottle. I'm not doing that. Let me do that. Let me do that because I feel like blessing you with a bottle. But don't, you know what I mean? Because that's tacky to me. Like I would never send a list like that to somebody else who's saying, you know what, I see your situation because, you know what I mean? And then expect them Because then even further, Stephanie says in the comments, she's like, they were like, I don't eat none of that. You know what I mean? Like, had the nerve to be like saucy about the fact that the person was like, this a real list? Like, you serious? You know what I mean? like that is where that would turn me off. That's you I to miss your blessings, sis.
Yeah, I don't think I'm just thinking about all of the charity events and even just getting a feeling and donating something. I don't think I've ever asked anyone for a list. I think that's just kind of being a unspoken kind of rule. I wouldn't typically say if I've been in it. Well, I'll tell you this. Now, I have been in situations before with Christmas. So we kind of Christmases, I can give you an example. So, you get Christmas lists from most of the time they'll tell the kids to make out their lists and things like that. But being for older kids, that I feel like, okay, y'all doing too much on these lists. Like they had like red bottom heels. You know the girl like red bottom heels. The new Coach vintage such and such bag.
This is not Make-A-Wish. You are not dying, baby.
Yeah. About people going half a quarter to eighths on this. I don't get this list from these little kids. These are some grown kids with some lists like this. Now, come on. Everybody ain't rich, Molly. So
they stop it at 10 and 11.
I don't know. I think I would probably try to find a way of giving them the cash, so I ain't got to be walking through the store being like, "You don't ask me to buy you some salmon. I don't eat salmon." You know what I mean? Like,
right, you no longer a cheerful giver because you checking out. I don't have this.
You done made everything. You done made things weird now.
Yeah.
Put salmon on the list. Like you just made things real weird. Salmon and crab legs.
Cash App, he says. Let me just send you these little coins and you send me a pick your plate. Do that.
Like, here you go. I don't want to see it because now my soul is vexed. Hold on, let's do these comments. Deborah says you get hot dogs, ramen noodles, waters, chips, etc. I mean, I understand. Yeah. That's why I probably would not ask for a list either. But if you do, you live with the answers that you get. So I guess. Yeah. Shalina says, no, you get staples. I don't buy myself crab legs. I know that's right. I mean, I think when we ask, we gotta put ourselves in this situation. But I actually agree with that. Tanya says, why people want them eating the left ice cans you won't use. Bless them with what you eat. Yeah, that's what I think that too. I
mean, I definitely understand that. But still.
Lisa Harris say no.
Yeah.
No.
It was real easy.
No. Get them the food.
With the side eye.
Lisa, you're going to get them the great value everything, aren't you?
That emoji has so much stank on it. I love that emoji. Like, you just feel it. Like,
they need alcohol to get through COVID. Now that might be true, but hey, I don't know.
I mean,
I said about the alcohol, Tanya. Who raised you people? Let me be the one that tells, not you people, Tanya. I'm just talking about like who puts alcohol on the list for people. Like, don't
right. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. I feel like people have this sense of entitlement at that point where you making a list of, okay, y'all won't help. I might as well go ahead and try to get as much as I can. Like, I just feel like there has to be some kind of etiquette, some kind of overall etiquette that people just have to keep. Even in
But if you ask, I agree. But if you ask, I mean, what they say, you ask not because you have not.
You know what? I guess it's some people that say, hey, all they can do is say no. So, and you never know. They may get a Tanya who's gonna go ahead and buy me everything on the list.
Okay.
Here, take everything that's on your list. I got it.
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm not buying shrimp. I'm not buying crab legs. If you're truly struggling, you'll accept whatever I feel comfortable buying you. That's someone who's taking advantage. I there. So pretty and kitty, I understand there's a food allergy, but asking for alcohol and bakery fresh bread is a bit much.
Yeah, that's definitely a bit much.
Shalita says, exactly, in time of crisis, crab legs and jumbo shrimp are not necessities.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. You gotta keep it real.
For the bougie people, it might be a necessity.
But hey, you know what?
I guess you can't you asking for help, huh?
It can't. I'm just saying, it can't be some bougie who become in need.
That's true.
Okay. And that maybe they probably think they being okay. You know what I mean? They might think that they being modest.
True. All right.
We're gonna move on. So this one was really good. It was different interpretations of a picture, so we definitely gotta get the picture up. And it won't let me share.
This one, Dre did this one.
Yes. Shout out to Dre. We know he's a thinker. He'll be like, let me chew on this.
Yeah.
But this says, what is your interpretation of this art? What do you see? It says, men and women often see things differently. Tell us your interpretation of this picture. And I hope y'all can see all of the details and everything in the background and all of that.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll go first since I haven't went first yet. My first thought of the picture was her holding that phone, and I was like, "That's his phone," because the bunny ears on the couch. It has to be her phone because I know bruh is not carrying around those bunny ears. So I was like, "Okay, he's asleep. Is she looking at his phone?" So I mean, yeah, people started talking about the tissues and all that. I didn't even see all that at first. I really just went right for it. It looks like she in his phone and he sleep, like sneaking and doing it. So that was my first thought. But when you look at the tissue and maybe the way he's laying, I don't know. It could be something already happened and trying to forgive, and then she's still looking at the phone. So my focus is still on this phone, her looking at this man's phone like this. So I don't know. What did you think, Q, when you first saw it?
Yeah, I don't think, I would be lying if you did not assume that those the bunny ear phone belongs to her. Like, show me a dude to be like, yeah, my phone has bunny ears on it. I'm like, bro, send me a selfie, let me see. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see the bunny ears on your phone. Just trying to, make it make sense. So you can't help but focus on the fact that she's on a different phone that does not have bunny ears, and he's not what appears to be aware of it. So to me, there's not a whole, you could interpret it like, okay, she's watching something on his phone and he's just asleep or whatever, and they've got this beautiful trusting relationship. That's fine. But when it's set up like this, you could go either way with that. It looks like she's going through his phone, and her phone is sitting there. The face is up. You know what I mean? Nothing is hiding. Like, she's sitting there. Somebody's message is up on the phone. It could be whatever. Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? There could be all kinds of craziness going on with this phone. So she could be sending herself stuff from his phone. You know what I mean? Like, you want to create a rabbit hole? Do this. Like,
But did your initial thought immediately go to her like sneaking in his phone since her phone is on the couch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If it would have been two flat phones there, then maybe not. But the bunny ears it led you to think this is her phone and the other phone is obviously his phone. There's not a third person in the picture that she could be, it ain't a homegirl's phone. You know what I mean? Right. Like, to try and stay focused on what you see. Like, what do you do? What do you do?
What did you see? Was that your initial thoughts too, Gwen?
So my initial thought was, why is the pizza box open?
I ain't even go there. I'm not about to do it.
Don't entertain that mess, y'all.
And then I thought, man, he's trying to rest, and even in his rest, like, either she doesn't trust him, or like, you know what I mean? Like she can't. She's not just enjoying. Why is she not just enjoying what could be a very intimate moment?
Mm.
Like, instead of enjoying this intimate moment, she's taking this time to go through his phone. So it made me wonder, like, what's happening in their relationship, where while he's resting, sleeping, laying on her, she feels that she wants to go through his phone.
Maybe she has the code. Maybe they have a business and she checking messages. Like, I mean, because Lisa just said both of them are pretty comfortable. They do, and they do.
That's what I was gonna say. They do look comfortable, but we know a Kleenex next to.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
The Kleenex box.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it was pointed out. It was like, okay, yeah, that does seem like there's some crying has been going on. I mean, we're not supposed to go straight to say, one of them had allergies. I mean, come on now. We know the artist is putting Kleenex in the scene. We know what Kleenex signifies. I mean, there's no way around that. So I don't know. But
it signifies crime, but I'll say anytime that I've ever looked through a phone to the point where it has made me cry, I am not crying cute to the point where he's gonna be able to stay asleep in my lap. So that little Kleenex would have had to be a whole nother damn room. Okay, like whatever I saw, if it provoked tears instead of any of the other emotions, yeah, I'm not. He gonna what's wrong with you? Like, it's gonna be that's just short lived and scene. Yeah. Now we're going to the next. So I agree that there's an implication of maybe emotion there, but I'm like, she ain't crying right there. I think they're more comfortable. You know what I mean? I'm more inclined to think about the comfort, but yeah, putting it there. When I saw it the first time, I was like, what is the Kleenex doing there? I wondered, like, why is the Kleenex there?
Yeah, I actually thought my third thought was,
oh, Shalita, that's good.
My third thought was, why is it when we see the phone in her hand, why did we assume that it was her going through his phone instead of either her having a second phone, or even if she was going through his phone, why was the assumption for me? Why was the automatic assumption that there was something funny happening in their relationship? Because they could really just normally go through each other's phone. Like you said, Q, they could just have that type of trusting relationship. Or as Wesley says on mine, he says, maybe that's her business phone. He said, because I know the devil is not that busy to make her go through that man's phone. So it could be a lot of different things. But my third thing was, man, why did I automatically assume that there was something going on here? Because
we're traumatized. That's why we've been here before a couple and 5 and 6.
Right. That's why I always ask, is that what your initial thought was, to see if we all thought like that as men and women?
We see phones in hand.
But there was a twist at the end. There was a twist because Dre put up that it was a second picture to this picture, and it had the lady's phone. Did y'all see that?
No.
It showed the message, and the message was like, well, again, we don't know who it is, but the message was like, I can't wait to see you again. I miss you, or something like that. Like, to me, either your first mind would think, okay, is she really the one cheating? Is she looking through his phone? But then some people were still like, well, maybe he sent her that message. I mean, you know what I mean? So it was still all messed up. But the author made a second picture with the blow up of what the actual message said on the lady's phone, on the bunny ear phone.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
So her phone said, I miss you. I can't wait to see you.
It was, well, it was an exchange. I mean, it was a lover's exchange. I can't remember the exact words. But yeah, it was like, like, I can't wait to see you again, or I had fun tonight, or something like that. I mean, it was, I can't wait to see you again. When am I going to see you again? Or be in your arms again? Some mess like that.
I gotta go see that.
It's at the end of the post. Yeah. Dre came back and put that part on there after all the comments. So yeah. Another rabbit hole. I'm surprised.
So let's see. Coco says on the post I stated maybe he's just asleep, but yeah, all that other stuff after I started overlooking. Shanae said, well, because if it was innocent, then why wait until he's asleep? Lisa says both of them look pretty comfortable. They do. That's very true. It looks like they're chilling. she has her hand on his head. Yeah, that could be to make sure he ain't paying. That when he moves, she has to move that phone too. Shalita says maybe she got some bad news on the phone, on his phone, and he's crying, and she's looking at the news. Very well could be true. Very well.
Yeah. Different.
Lisa says it was a Netflix and chills moment. They watched a drama. Possible. Okay. Possible.
But yeah, I wasn't even thinking. I wish we would have had that second picture that we could see those words. But I'm sure that's going to lead to some more conversation on the post. But
yeah, we need.
It's
with the
these are, yeah. To me, these pictures are almost, for lack of a better term, better than some of these one-sided memes we discussed. Because at least on this picture, you can let people be comfortable in their skin and what they're going to say about what they think. At least most people are not going to read the comments and be like, let me say what she said. You know what I mean? So I feel like when you have these pictures and things like that, like you can get more authentic and open conversation because people leave with their own thoughts instead of automatically refuting whatever thought is on, you know.
Yeah. There was just enough detail to make you go, and without it being obvious, but it's like, it could be, you know, it could be a couple things. Yeah.
This next one was really good, and I even, you know, really not my type of post to admit to, but it is. You know. So it says, my boyfriend and I never fight because he teaches me how to not fight. He teaches me to stay calm during disagreements. He teaches me how to work through arguments without hurtful words or yelling. He teaches me how to communicate. It's not us versus each other. It's us versus the problem.
Ooh, that's goals. That's goals.
Yeah. This wind is jumping and praising.
Right.
The question of the post is, the question of the post was, ladies, have you ever been in a relationship with a man like this? That was the question.
So, no. I haven't. I can start that off. Nope. You know what? I won't say.
Why you
I'm the boyfriend.
You see how much you feel.
Who said that? Me?
Like, no, Kim, she's like.
Yeah. I saw the little nod. I could go ahead and be vocal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, no, sir. But I'll say, not a boyfriend. But I do have some amazing male friends that probably teach me more than any. Yeah. But no, I haven't experienced that. That would be nice. Because I'm going to tell you now, I don't know how to fight like that. I am coming for the juggler. I am a competitor, so I want to win. We better have some boundaries on how we going to fight. Because I am coming.
She said, "Hey, is this the box?
Yeah,
is this the box?
Let's start. You know, yeah. I ain't proud of it, but that's a hard thing to change because I was so timid and had to bite my words under contract for what you say. You know, my words have been tied for so long.
Yeah.
So I'm dang near 40 before I could even feel like I could speak freely. So, yeah, I'm coming with every argument. So, hey, if he can do that.
Oh, I got a question. So okay, so Kel, question before I forget, and we can come back to it if you want. But can you still speak freely and still do it in a way that is not outside of the box?
Yeah, once the box is in place, yeah.
Okay.
I think that would be okay. But I mean, like I would just like for a person like me, like that would have to be something I mean, that would just have he'd have to really have a knack for words or something like that, or just really sweep me off my feet. No. I hope these types of conversations. You hope it helps you grow a little bit, a little bit more. But yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for me, and even realizing that, taking stuff too far in arguments and things like that. Because I know with myself, it ain't even about hurting them at that point. It's about me hurting you more than you hurt me. Like, it's a game. Like, okay, if you hurt me this much, I'm gonna try to find it, whatever I can say to make you hurt as much. This is deep. So if you find that, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cute.
So, no, y'all, we've already established that that's not the current situation. But, and I'll say that to say, we also know that I don't like to argue. Neither of us really like to argue. I think that, and I would welcome this type of agreement or arrangement or this, because I would prefer to be able to talk through something, to know the best way to communicate with my man. I think it was Medina a few weeks ago, she made a post about trigger languages. I think this also speaks to that. When you have a partner who knows what your trigger language is and goes to great lengths to avoid it or recognize when they've spoken in that language to you and is more aware of how to bring that back and make peace with that, I think that's kind of what this is also. And I think that's great. I think everybody would love to have that. And because I know on the post we started talking about, you have to be willing to have a man be able to come in and tell you, hey, we could do this different. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to come at me this way to get me to do what you need me to do. You can just say that, you know what I mean? And I'll do what you need me to do. And I think you have to be a woman who is in a space to receive that, for that man to even feel comfortable enough trying to do that, or else he's just gonna be like, oh, okay, is that what we're doing? You know what I mean? And then that's one more. He won't be around long for you to do that again, if he hasn't come to the point. And I think I think a lot of men probably fall into that space. If they haven't come into the understanding of how to communicate that, or if it has not, at any point she hasn't proven worthy enough for that level of communication, like, is it even worth me trying to go down this route with her? Is she gonna receive that? You know what I mean? A lot of men will just be like, no, I'm good. And then 6-7 months down the line at a bar, when you meet up again randomly, it's like, what happened? That was just a lot. You know what I mean? I was trying to get in there. I wanted to communicate, and you kept coming at me. And then now she's having an aha moment, at the Grenadier, the old Grenadier. I'm way in the back, But I mean, you're having them in the moment like, damn. Oh, okay. And then you take that with you going forward. So I think this is a blessing. This kind of, I found this in some of this is one of the reasons why I hold on to my male friendship so much. You know what I mean? Because when there's no personal and sexual tie-in attached, you can have an open, honest conversation and see, am I tripping? Or how is the best way to do this? You know what I mean? And I think you can find it in males, but it's sometimes harder to bring that out of a mate. Receptive from in a mate. That has to be a different level of trust built from a mate. Those trigger languages are big, boy. Like, she opened a box when she brought that up. I was like, that's what it's called. Yes.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is new to us because as a culture, we just didn't want to talk about it. Like, it wasn't even like, some of this stuff is not like it had to be extra bad or tied up and all this bad traumatic stuff. It's just how to live, in mental spaces that are going to cause triggers. Like, stuff like that, we never thought about it. We never understood, okay, this is why I'm feeling this way. This is a sign, because really this is what I'm feeling, and this is what I need to tell somebody to make it okay.
To make it better, so we can continue to be cool. Yeah. Everybody has triggers. That's not a male or female thing. That's a human thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy because this is new, though. It's still new. So people aren't using this in relationships, or weren't using this in relationship, because this is something that we've hearing in the last few years. All of this, the mental talk and things like that, have not been part of our everyday conversation.
So, okay, I'm gonna push back a little. could it possibly be that we have been having these conversations, but we just haven't had, it hasn't been said like this in a way that does not trigger us? Because most men who I know seem like they have said, we've used language like, man, you're too emotional right now, or you doing too much, or you're nagging, or and instead of having the language to say, okay, this is not how we have to communicate, because right now you are, or what about what I just said has you responding like this? And
Yep.
we haven't had the right language to say it, but have been trying to get to it for a long time. And now, because I think most men would say, like, I've been trying to say this for a long time. We ain't got to argue like that. But we just have never, we kind of just gone past each other instead of and haven't had the language.
And I mean, we've talked about this before. I think it still comes to a point that we're at a space where we're trying to be better.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's things like that never really crossed our mind. So yeah, if a man is saying you nagging me, it's just an automatic fight. You're automatically, tearing me down. It's about me. It's not even about what you're feeling at that point. So I think just being in a different space to recognize how we're tripping in turn will make it easier for, both sides to communicate. So yeah, I think some of that was going on, but I'm just thinking just as people evolve, some of that should be different.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let me read some of
do we have time to respond to that real quick? I think I definitely agree with what Kel said as far as we're just now getting to the point where we're ready. Like, we're doing our stuff, and now we're even willing to hear that how our stuff, we're just now recognizing our traumas. You know what I mean? Like, women, like I talk about it all the time, how we're so open and gung-ho about this self-realization, owning our, like, getting all of it out there, confronting the trauma, all of that. So when if you're doing it authentically, that moves you into a different headspace. So you start seeking out the people that you love and asking them, how can I do this better? Where in the past have I done this? How can I do this better? And I think sometimes we get frustrated because we're awakened and we want everyone to trust the awakening that we've had, that they can trust us, trust us with them when we've been that other person for so long. So I think that's one of those things, especially being one of those people. I had to realize that I've, done that with a couple of relationships in my own life, and had to say, I have to prove that I'm still that person that they can trust with themselves, even though I might not have shown up before. So I think we have to both be willing to come back and say, if you're willing to try it, I'm willing to try it, but understand we did this before, and this is where this is what happens. So if I'm baby stepping this, you got to go with me on that. You know what I mean? Because we've all been saying, and I think we have to give each other that equal space to say things again. We need do-overs.
That's the reason why I brought it up, is because I need men to realize that, like, a lot of times we feel like we're not, like, it's not acknowledged that what we have tried to do, but I need men to realize that, guess what? Like, this is a space, like, learning the language is important. Just like there are certain words that trigger us. Like, we have to recognize that there are certain words that we have used that are beneficial to getting us where we're trying to go. And when we do that, especially when ladies are in the space where they're willing to do the work, that language means, like they say, words matter. Mm-hmm. So we got to words. So, let me read some of this real quick, and then we'll go to the next one. D says, I don't think about this perspective because it's often the belief that women are better at communicating. So it's implied that she would know how to properly listen and use her words so things don't escalate to the point of a fight. Tamika says she agrees. She said, that's why this post struck me. She said, hoping folks dig in it because I think that there are probably beautiful stories of dudes choosing to help mold willing women with their wisdom rather than cancel and throw them into the ABW bucket. Could you imagine if women threw every man? Okay, anyway, wait. All right. So, yeah.
He said, wait.
No, it is. Don't cut it.
Yeah. I this is Yeah. I think this is, and yes, Miss Tanya, we are coordinating.
We are
Yes,
coordinate.
yes, we are. So yeah, Shanae says, she says, it's not his job or responsibility to have to do that, but it's a beautiful thing. I can honestly say he has taught me that because I used to be a firecracker. When I get to quote there, he'd say below the belt, stay on topic, baby, let's do better. She says, talking at each other versus communicating. She says, nagging is trigger language. Yes, it is.
Mhm.
She said, groups like this have helped me tremendously. Q is someone that has challenged me to be better without her even knowing it, just watching her handle certain situations. I would agree with that.
Thank you, baby.
Let's see.
Charlie
Lisa,
came a long way too. I'll tell you. There's a lot y'all don't see. So thank you, sis.
Yes, I have. I used to be very impatient. I had a guy who wouldn't give up. I used to let go easily. Yeah.
So dope. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. Come on, because I got this would be easy answer.
I don't
for
even
me.
remember. Yeah, which
What is this one?
remember, is he wrong? I don't remember.
This is
The father.
Ooh.
this
Okay.
guy.
We're gonna run over on this one. This ain't no wrap up.
Oh, yeah. This
Yeah.
Is too close. This is too close. Y'all want to do? Yep.
You should have pushed this.
Okay. I'm just gonna paraphrase. This one is about a husband says that his wife has other children, and then when they go get their father, their child they have together is 5, and the ex of the wife wants to take the 5-year-old with the other children, all with them, and new hubby doesn't like it, and he wants to know if he's wrong. He said he's sending his grandma with him, so the 5-year-old can't go with his older siblings. So I'll go to you first, Lynn.
Ooh, thank you.
You said you had a quick you had a quick answer.
Wrong. He's okay. I'm not going. I think he's missing a great opportunity for himself, for him and his wife, and for him and his children. For himself, because again, like, dude, you get to relax and go do something else. You get to like something that, you a hobby, go play golf, whatever. If you want to spend time with you and just you and your wife, like you have a 5-year-old. So the last 5 years have probably been pretty chaotic because as anybody who's ever had to raise kids up until the age of 5, it's 24/7, 365. So you get a break, you know what I mean? And unless the guy is doing something or putting the kids in harmful situations, like he is a part of your family because his children are in your house and you have established a relationship with his children. He is a part of y'all family. So, bruh, let it go. Like, let them go. Let them kids do what they do. And you and your wife or you and your boys or you by yourself, take a moment and just like have some fun. My opinion. Cute. I'll be real quick on that one.
He passed it on over there.
And I'm gonna be quick too. I'm not a dad. I'm not a dad, but I was loved by a man who was not my dad, like he was my dad. You know what I mean? And those words are even hard to say because that's my daddy. You know what I mean? So to see these things, to see these comments, I'm always like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? I'm not there for that. So my first inkling was, yeah, he's wrong. I don't think that. But my comments on the post were, I think if he's making these comments and has not tried to establish any type, I agree with someone else on the, like, if you haven't tried to establish any type of relationship, you haven't sat down, you ain't played a game, you ain't hooped with the man, you ain't went and had a beer with the bro, none of that. You haven't done that and figured out if you might like this dude, aside from the fact that he at one point has smashed your wife and made a baby. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, if you dismiss this man as a non-factor, you know, like, why? Because I don't know if people realize that does create division within the children. If you love all of them, why do you help create those issues within children? Because, you know, some people on the post were saying, well, that's just the time that you go and you do cool stuff with your kid. Okay. But if these kids grow up together, they're going to be thinking while they're doing this really cool thing, I really wish my brothers and sisters were here doing this really cool thing. I wonder what really cool things are they doing? You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't think that we really understand the way that kids' minds work in these types of situations when they just love and want to have fun and be with the people who they keep hearing love them so much. And unless these kids are being harmed, and like the daddy is like the other guy is like super crazy and has some ideal to just blow your mind and like, no, we do not do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why, aside from this being something that just doesn't sit well in your man self, that like why at some point would you not choose that child to be able to go? It's not like you sending them for the summer. It's a couple days. You know what I mean? They'll be back. Like,
yeah.
Why is it you? I don't understand why this is one of those things that people stand so strong on. If there's not a danger, if there's not
friction.
Yeah.
Even if there is friction, if the friction ain't got nothing to do with something harming the child.
I mean, yeah. In a very evolved sense, yes. But I mean, to me, I would better understand why you're so adamant to say, no, my child's not going. If there was some, y'all had a fight for it. You know what I mean? Something like that. You could kind of get it. But I mean, like I said, my piece is real short too. I said it on the post was that, I just remember talking to my nephew. He was really young. And I just remember him just hearing the excitement in his voice when his younger sibling was the only one that wasn't, the rest of the siblings' father. So when he said that, he's going to come with us next time, he was so excited about that, just him being able to go. And I don't even think they were going out of town or anything like that. They just, if he would come and get them, he just ended up taking them all. But I think we've been pretty much blessed in our family when it comes to that, to have anybody that's stepped in as that, that's been remarried or something like that. It's always been blended well.
Nicely, yeah.
I mean, even my older sister and her husband, their kid, people don't even know that their kids are stepchildren. Like they all look alike, the parents and the children. Like, so, unless you put some division in there, that's the parents are doing it. The children, aren't. And so why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I say as a father that's my part of my situation. I don't get it. I mean, I get wanting to protect, but you know what? I'm Trey's dad no matter what.
No matter what.
Trey knows he ain't worried about it. There's no question about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no question as to who he knows. You know what I mean? But so I just.
And to me, especially little ones, I don't know if it says how old those children were, but the baby, he was
5. So the others are probably a little older than from a previous. They've been married at least 5 years, so they're at least 5 or older. So,
so I'm just, especially when it's the baby that's getting left, they really don't understand. So I can see how you would be like, let's let the baby go ahead and come too. So that was just, to me, that's just a decision that doesn't need to be there.
We ain't got to go on vacation. We can do, we can't go on vacation. We can do what we was going to do. Anyway, I digress.
That's on average 4 days out of 30. If that man can change the way your baby thinks about life in 4 days out of 30, and you in between them, that ain't even 4 consecutive days on average. So I just have a really hard time connecting the dots that don't end up at this is a you thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to end up anywhere else other than that.
And this is one of those conversations that I hope somebody that needs it gets a different perspective on that.
And I posted on my page, if you're a mother, a single mother who's dating someone exclusively, potentially forever, ask all the questions. These are questions that need to be asked. Because I bet you it was never needed. Like, they never even thought about asking this question. Would this be a thing? You know what I mean? Long in the future, what would you say when it gets time to really get to blending kids? You know what I'm saying? You have to ask all those questions. Like, you can't wait. Before, when you getting ready to decide if this is going to be the one, you need to ask these questions, because once you have a baby with somebody new, you can't, because those kids are first. I'm sorry. Yes, that's your forever, but you still have an obligation to those children and making that situation that was their first priority, I think, because they were there first. They don't those kids have to be, you have to make sure that their love, their livelihood, the way that because that man didn't just all of a sudden decide that he wanted to take a house full of kids off on every vacation. He's been that type of dude, that type of dad probably the entire time, which is why this woman would even feel confident enough to bring that to her whole husband, who's been the daddy of all of the kids for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So he just seemed frustrated that, and he was appalled that she even had the audacity to ask. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say the dude was a trash dude. He didn't say none of that. And if he was trash, that would have been the perfect opportunity to highlight and pinpoint all the reasons why he was trash. Okay. So that's why I'm like, that's not a reach. This isn't a reach. So you better be asking them questions, ladies. Ask those questions. That is your obligation as the mother, to make sure that these types of things don't become push-pull drag outs in the driveway on Friday evenings and stuff. Like, who wants to do that? Like, who wants to do that?
Right.
You got
I've had friends where they do this. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Lisa said, I agree, Winfred. That's so unfortunate that this father would have to pick up his children and leave the little one behind. Chelsea says, pure jealousy. And yes, kills. Shanae, right. I have awesome memories from my siblings being allowed to come, and I'm almost 40. So it's a beautiful thing. It takes the village.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Before we wrap up this segment real quick, we got to say a shout out because for those who have not heard, I'm sure most of us have, who have not heard today, Joe Biden announced who his presidential candidate is. And so this is actually history. And so he announced that Senator Kamala Harris would be his VP pick. And she is the first African-American woman and the first Indian-American woman to be in this position. So this is history. And so we can talk later about how we feel about this, which I'm sure we will in the upcoming weeks. But we definitely want to honor this moment in history that this sister has made it to as a VP pick on the Democratic ticket with Joe Biden. And so salute to Senator Harris. So we definitely want to take a moment to do that.
Yeah, Keisha put up a post earlier. She said, if Biden win, the White House about to be pink and green. Baby, that membership about to be, hey.
Yeah.
If all the AKAs and alphas come out and vote, they might get it.
My timeline has been lit ever since I found out via my AKA friends before I saw a CNN and any of those. I saw them skew in hashtag Kamala. Like, that is what I saw before anything. So it's a moment.
I mean, just to be all the way real with it, I think that's why I probably do have a softer spot for is Kamala, because I be saying Kamala. Why I have probably a softer spot for her, because what gives me that hope about her being connected to the people is that she's Greek. She could have this woman could have been any kind of Greek. She didn't have to be Black Greek. So she is rooted enough in us to be part of a Black Greek letter organization. So that gives me enough hope that she had something left in there to help something now.
Howard University.
We'll talk about that later. Huh?
Our HBCU alumni. So
she gotta have something. She gotta have something. You can't. I mean, I don't know how you could turn your back on all of that you get being a part of those organizations and being at HBCU. It's too much heritage just in it put in us just being there in that environment. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But anyway, before
those debates just got damn interesting. I'll say that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she gonna kill in the debate.
If she get Pence, like just her and Pence gonna be like.
I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna talk. Let's talk about that later, y'all.
Okay. Sorry.
We ain't gonna get to WAP if we get to talking about Kamala. So
okay. We got a couple months to talk about that. Okay, you're right.
We WAP. Come on.
Go ahead, sis, with your drum.
Okay, so we have our drawing for Curvy Kitten for the money and the merch. Money and the merch.
Drum roll.
These are people that shared the website and subscribed. And the winner is Rashayla Beard.
Hey.
So what does she win?
Hey.
Rashayla will win $50 cash and $50 worth of merchandise. And Rashayla probably has an order in right now for $50.
Okay.
Yes, friend.
Nobody better.
I ain't gonna invoice you now, friend. So yeah, I will be contacting Rashayla. So yes, speaking of that was our Curvy Kitten drawing. Curvy Kitten sponsors the first hot topic half of the show. So we have our new tank dresses and new maxi dresses in. As you can see, will accentuate your curves right and nice. So you can find us at www.curvykittens.com, where self-reflection is perfection. We have a brand new website. That's what the drawing was for, just to celebrate this new website, this new look. We leveling it up. We taking it to the next level. And remember that Curvy Kitten is a movement to show that women loving their curves, no matter what size, is the foundation to loving each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Got them curves.
Drop the mic on that. Thank you all for sharing and participating.
Yes. That website is so dope. So if you have not gone, swing on over to the website, make a little purchase. Yes. Cute stuff. Okay, so the much anticipated topic of the night. Okay, it is now time to talk about. Yeah. Cardi B and Meg have taken the internets over with okay, and the people are mad. They are mad about WAP. Okay, and we're gonna talk about why. So, yeah, can you pull up? Can we read what Keisha's comments are? Yes. So Keisha is who brought this post to us, and it went cray. Okay. And she's pretty much saying that this song has been out less than 24 hours, and my timeline is full of convo and downright arguments about it. People are picking apart the lyrics and spicing music videos, saying things along the lines of "Don't let Cardi B and Megan fool y'all. It takes more than looks and sex to please a real man. Cardi should be ashamed of herself, etc., etc." Cardi raps about sex being key to securing her wedding ring. And she goes on to say, like, this is just what we expect from Cardi. This is what we expect from Meg. Like, this is also what we expect from hip hop. Like, she does go on to call out the fact that, you know, a lot of us who are in our 30s, 40s, and honestly, we've now discovered even older than that. There are many, you know, even before hip hop, there was an underground blues circuit that had explicit lyrics deep and throughout that we attached ourselves to. But more prevalently, we were talking about artists like Luke, Too Short, Snoop, and for whatever reasons, for one ways or the other, some people may have they no longer bang the block with these particular artists. But if these songs come on at homecoming or at somebody's picnic, cookout, whatever the case, everybody is, what's your favorite word? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, everybody knows what the favorite word is. And that's kind of what Keisha was talking about. So yeah, that's what the world has been talking about. Okay. And yeah, so because we're gonna pass the mic a couple times on this one. I'm just gonna say I love both of these rappers. I like Meg. I like Cardi. I like ratchet music. I like hood music. I like thug music. I like jazz. I like all of the above. Like, I like all kinds of music. So I'm not excluding these two. I love the song. I thought the video was beautiful. Folks may or may not say a whole lot. I don't look real deep when it comes to music. I really take it for what the artist is trying to give it in a lot of ways. And I don't think either of these women have produced any deep body of work. So me giving a lot of thought to that is why. So I'm gonna take it for what it was, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. You know what I mean? And I've honestly also enjoyed up until probably yesterday evening how mad. That's kind of I think when I wore out of I gave her I was out about it. But I've enjoyed how it's pissed people off too, because the reasons why people have tried to explain why it pisses them off just shows so much of all of the other stuff, because it has nothing to do with the reasons why they're saying they're pissed off about it. It doesn't seem as though, you know, because it just doesn't make sense. When you really look at the arguments, they just really don't make sense to me. So yeah, I'm here for it. Like totally. When, what about you? I'm gonna come on to you next, because I think me and Kels are gonna be kind of repetitious in a little bit. So
I mean, I wrote a post about it, and I already said I didn't think the song was great lyrically. I mean, it was all right, but I grew up listening to Lose Control, Knocking the Boots, Tip Drill, 12 Play, like You Remind Me, like all of these songs. I was in my room, you know, all trying, like you know, so I didn't like but I wasn't. Now when I saw the video, I was like, whoa. Whoa. This is definitely what I feel like Trey. You know, Trey's not going to be seeing this one anytime soon.
Yeah.
Definitely not for the kids.
Not for kids. But outside of that, I wasn't mad about it. Like, I think to me, this is what both of these ladies do. Again, I didn't find it lyrically, you know, all that hot. You know what I mean? I thought there was some lines in there. I was like, well, bless God. And y'all gotta be honest. When I saw it, I was standing in the airport terminal waiting to get on the plane, and somebody was like, hey, have you seen it? And I'm like, nah. I pulled it up, and I'm sitting there watching the video about to get on the plane. I was like,
not safe for work, bro. Not safe for work either.
But I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't like, it was just, I mean, okay. I think, and I'm probably one of the more liberal, you know, I probably don't give it much more liberal.
Liberal right.
Yeah, one of them liberal pastors you gonna meet. Like I said, it's not something I'm gonna bring up in church. It's ain't something, you know what I mean? But this is, I think in context for me, I looked at it and said, again, in its context, in its place, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. I think if you're, you know, an adult, okay, but like I said, this ain't something for the babies. No. That's for sure. I guess that's really all I had. Like, y'all know I like Meg Thee Stallion. I'm not a Cardi B fan. I'm a Meg Thee Stallion. I like Meg Thee Stallion. You know, ratchet bougie. Hey, you know, I like it, but
yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's you, Kels. I was just gonna slide over. I'm gonna finish Bankhead bouncing over. I was gonna come on to you.
So I was one of the people waiting on the video to drop. So I already was waiting for the deliciousness to come. And when I saw that picture, I thought it was both. I thought they were both Cardi. I hadn't even read.
Yeah, it took a minute for me too.
Or nothing like that. I thought it was both them. I'm like, from the statue in the beginning, where it's the statue with them and all that glory, spinning the water that was coming up from under the door. Like, that's creativity. You cannot get more creative and ratchet all in one video. I loved every minute. That psychedelic look with that. Wait a minute. The tigers, the leopard print.
Yeah, she killed it. Yes.
Cardi on them dang chairs. Mm-hmm. Megan stretched out on that. I don't know.
In a time where videos aren't even as big like they used to be.
I don't want to.
She makes some dope videos.
But look,
Good.
I'm really for the date myself. I didn't even know people were still really out there making videos like that. I didn't know music videos were still hot and being watched until I was getting my makeup done and they was playing them on YouTube. I was like, it's a video of Sandy.
But they're on YouTube. That's the
like,
thing. They're on YouTube. They're not on BET Uncut.
Right. Yeah. So to me, I feel like we were kind of out of touch with the video. So I took it for what it was, and I'm gonna cheer and yell for anybody in their lane, and this was their lane, and I felt like Cardi took it to another level. They both did really good. I don't understand how we can go from my neck and my back being okay once a year at homecoming to y'all done set us back 400 years with this video. Come on, man.
We have not.
I think it lost me when somebody said this is the wrong time in the middle of the Black Lives Movement. I'm like,
we've always been colorful. What?
I'm like, y'all, what? Y'all do know we could do two things at one time. Like at some point in this movement, we needed to take a break for somebody. I mean, for somebody, for married people, of course, and some like the people need to relieve some stress right about now.
Yeah.
So
go ahead. Like people who listen to the song that's in the background. If you listen to that from age and doesn't listen to that, if you done turn your nose up, I'm like, what?
From Chicago, sorry.
That's still on my playlist, on my workout playlist right now. I listen to it about 3-4 times a week. So yeah, this is right up my alley. Go ahead, Q. I know you was about to say something. My bad.
Yeah, no, I don't. I can understand even growing out of a thing, but I think we've gotten so. I don't know if it's because we're seeing our kids so much right now. Like we think everything still has to be for them.
Yeah.
But there are still some things that are for grown folks. You know what I'm saying? Like there are parental settings to make it so your kids' YouTube don't show up, so they don't get to see the cheetah that we talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't need Cardi cheetah. That's you as a parent. That's your responsibility. It is not on Cardi to make PG-13 videos because you don't want to set your parental settings on their YouTube because you're letting that dude child.
Right. Yeah.
Listen.
Right.
So worry about yourself, okay, and do that, and let Cardi make the music for the grown folks who enjoy the Cardi music. Because I'm sorry, if it's a grown ass woman who has already set a price for that thing, she ain't worried about the Black Lives Movement to the point where you talking ish about her talking about her WAP is gonna change anything that she's doing. That ship has sailed, honey. So whatever post, grandstanding disdain that you might have for said sis who decides to be a part of said culture, all she's gonna do is pass you on the list of folks to even think about contributing to said situation. Okay, like she does not care. So worry about your babies, okay, and let the grown folks who enjoy having a moment or two, whether it be in the gym, in the bedroom, in the shop, wherever she decides she wants to.
Right.
Like why? Like why is it?
To me, it still brings almost an element of I hate to even say it like this, but I don't have no other way to say it. It almost still brings an element of like jealousy in the crabs in the barrel. Like why we always running to pick apart somebody that look like us winning? As long as she wasn't hurt no babies or no old people on that video. And look, some of them old men probably want to be hurt by being Cardi. Long as they weren't doing that on that video, and you see how many people watch that video, how many lives have they changed by their careers? I'm looking at the long run. If y'all talking about helping us as a culture, baby, they done helped everybody that's in their reach.
Everybody.
So
I finished my coffee this morning, I heard Lil Baby that juice got that wet on the way to work. Like we hadn't even hit 7 o'clock.
We ain't said nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing about that song.
Rashid made the comment. He said that his thing that he saw was that there is really no way for us to keep kids from watching this. Because at some point, whether it's YouTube or like they're going to see it, they're going to hear about this kind of stuff. And I agree with that. My response to that when I made my post about it is the reality is, listen, if you don't like it as a parent, my parents hated what I was listening to. So you best believe that was hours and hours of Douglas Miller and BB and CeCe Winans, and and to balance that what I was listening to. So yeah, because I say that I can hear the people going now, they're going to hear it anyway. Yeah, they probably will. But the result of the truth is, as parents, it's our job to teach. It's our job to instill. It's our job to protect as best as we can. So if that's the case, if that's what they're gonna hear, then give them,
And when they have those arguments, though,
have the conversation about it.
When they have those arguments, when people have those arguments and things about the kids, you think Cardi's kids listening to what Cardi doing? No. I bet Cardi keep her songs away from her kids. Like, come on, now, y'all got to stop with that. The stuff that when we were kids, it was tons of ways we could get away with going to see stuff, but we just found a way to do it. But if you put locks on your child's phones and stuff like that, and they at home, where your 5, 6, 7-year-old, how much at they site they going to where you don't know that they might see it somewhere else? You know what I mean? How far are they going? Because if they going to a friend's house, I'm sure you know those parents, and those parents should be vetted as well. So I just don't see how the younger kids who don't need to see it at all, would have more chance of running across it than any other song or video that's out there, or porn or whatever, Hey,
no, that's totally different. Now, come on
now.
No, I'm not ready to talk about my son watching that. Now, let's not get there yet, please. He's just 7. I'm not ready.
This one is one that let's see what are our comments saying. Yes, so Lisa says she was channeling her inner Ratchet with this song. Yes. And she mentioned Luke as one of the artists that we've listened to in the past that we still will listen to. Okay. And she said the video wasn't that explicit, and it really wasn't. I think the video was more performance than anything. Like, they're laying together and doing the Vogue and all that stuff, but like everything was covered. It was shaking. It was working.
I just wasn't expecting it in the airport at 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
The pasties, though, somebody had a comment about Cardi's. Yeah. Cardi, though, the pasties weren't doing nothing they weren't doing nothing.
No.
I said, wait a minute, Cardi, that way.
They look like the eye from the tiger. Like, you just
maybe they wasn't sticking out. Maybe they were flat. I was like, I don't know if that.
Yeah, that was a stretch. That was a stretch. Okay, she could have done a strip or something.
That was a little bit. That was a little bit much. That was funny. Yeah.
Lisa says also she video. Well, don't know. Yeah, Shalita says her Ratchet Spirit lead for Drake. Yes, I told Kels I had the 3 playlists. Like, I was like, yep, and that one, scroll, and that one, slide it between those two. Like, yes.
I watched it so much. I was so shocked, but I was just like, "Oh my God, this is cute!" That's how I was shocked. Like, yeah.
All I know is it's gonna be a whole lot of text being sent using WAP from now on. Is all.
Oh yeah,
it's out there. It's been vetted. It's certified now. It's in our language.
Mm-hmm. Lisa says, as much as they talk about sexuality, Cardi is a married woman and carries herself as so, and I haven't heard not one word about Meg being loose. Somewhat. Cardi has a past, and she doesn't run from her past. Now that she is a married woman, I will also say she married a man who is probably a little more lenient in the ways of Cardi being. I see him kind of like I see Iman Shumpert with Tiana Taylor. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't finna, like, Tiana Taylor does what Tiana Taylor want to do, but he loves it. Like, he goes out and does that with her. Like, he goes just as hard. She makes it so that there's no room for her to be out there and that wild with someone else, because he's right there with her. And I think Offset is the same compliment to Cardi. Now, he needs to keep that in their house, because we've seen him do that thing. But I think as far as that, once they figure that thing out, because they're both still very young, I think they are more matched than people give them credit for up already. And Meg, I think Meg honestly has been in them books too much to be loose. Absolutely. And I honestly put her in the realm of them same rappers who talk about being gangsters, but like duck under the table when the real stuff pop off right now. Like she probably has had some folks put something on it every once in a while, but Meg, I see her very much in a character perspective right now. And I think maybe it's because she's new. I don't know a whole lot about her, but I did listen to this most recent album. And I think the authenticity of what we've seen previous fell through. So I'm wondering what's happening there. You know what I mean? That's why I say it's hard for me to feel that that's really who she is. And she's fighting with that. But if she's true to form, this is not what we haven't seen already. And I've listened to her first album and the mixtapes, and this is her through and through. Like she ain't hiding nothing.
Yeah, she's deep on that. Yeah. But even I don't know if y'all see this show called Legendary. I don't know if anybody has seen it on HBO Max. They took the ballroom and made it like a dance show. It's a reality dance show. And Meg Thee Stallion is one of the judges. And even hearing her talk on there, like she was on about the cross. It was some stuff that was going on in the show, like different segments. And to hear her in that space and to talk professional about what the show was going on, but still be ratchet with it. I'm like, I don't know, that might be Meg. I'm like, Meg might have been in school, but Meg probably was a stripper for real in real life.
Yeah, I mean, she's decent. It's different. It's a difference in being. You can know how to move and shake within a lifestyle, but not be about that life. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't trying to make a lifestyle out of being like she had a goal, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. We'll have a whole nother conversation. To me, like I said, in the music and the way, like it's almost like you running out of what was it? Because this last album missed for me. Like I liked the one with the big old freak and sad. Like I like that, but when you got to this next album, I was like, okay. What? You know what I mean? So it's hard for me. We're gonna need to come back with this next one and see. I'm not over it, but I'm just wondering. I want to see it be. I need to make sure that that's what we're seeing. Whatever she ends up being, I like the music. So yeah, there's that.
Do you think she would be like? I feel like she was kind of more deep and vulnerable on some of those songs on this last album. You don't think that's the same as her hard persona? I mean, what do you think is different?
No, I think it felt like it was a reach. Like if she wanted, I didn't like the way that it was produced. It felt like it wasn't her. It didn't feel, even if it was deep, it didn't connect as deep. Like this is just something that I feel. If it was just deep and that was the goal, I didn't think that they conveyed that as well as they should have because it missed. It was hard to connect. I look for deep. Like I wake up for deep. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like when My Best Life comes on, like that is my ish. Okay, it gets played at least 2-3 times in a row because I feel those lyrics. That was a deep song that they made in a way that you can connect to and be like, yes. You know what I'm saying? But I just didn't get that with Megan. I gave it a lot of tries, So I just ended up.
But I guess I guess I took it more of as her trying to be deep, and maybe that ain't her. But I guess I was just trying to see what was the disconnect.
Yeah,
I never really put too much into it. I just,
I'm married to a producer, so like we have deep music conversations. Yeah. We talk about this kind of. We've had deep Meg versus Cardi convos, all of them. Like it's their style and that kind of stuff. So yeah. That's why I was looking at these conversations like, what are y'all talking about? You could tell who listens to the music and who just watches the images and the headlines. You know what I mean? It's obvious who actually pays attention to this genre, even not even these particular artists, but this genre, and who's just observing what they think is currently happening in that industry. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
I took a break. Go ahead, Win.
She had to jump off the video. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like I said,
it's grown.
Wow isn't good or wow isn't bad.
Yeah.
I want to know what Tanya's wow means.
While she doing that, let's go ahead and do this because we'll only got another minute. Yeah. Real quick, just so if you guys have not heard about the Little Black Book of Business, it is a business that is designed to bring Black business owners who desire and who give quality products and excellent customer service to you. So if you are a business owner and this is who you are, then I want you to sign up. As a business owner, what you get is you get access to our customers, as well as you get access to our private group, and you get marketing support from the Little Black Book of Business. So again, if you would like to be a part of it, as a business owner, go to www.patreon.com/LBBOB. And if you are want to be signed up as a customer, then you can go to our Facebook group, this Little Black Book of Business, and join our group and sign up for our email list. So again, it's the Little Black Book of Business. You get to do that. Go do that as soon as we get done. So, all right, before we get to the fire starter, quick question for everybody who's watching as well as for us. Quick 2 words. Do you smash this? So are we going to keep this song, or are we going to trash this song? Are we smashing it, or are we trashing it? Are we keeping the song? Are we going to play it, or are we going to get rid of it? Put your response in the comments. I already know y'all 2 answers, but I'm going to ask anyway. Kels, smashing it?
Definitely smashing it all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Smash.
Yeah.
Okay. There, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
You say what?
I'm telling you the truth. I don't like the lyrics, but I'm keeping the song.
Okay. There's 3 smashes. Never win until somebody else say something different on the post.
Yep. You can either thumb it up, or we'll allow mad faces. But after the survey is done, you got to take your mad face away. You can either heart it or you can angry it. Let's do it that way. You can heart it or you can angry face it. For the smash or the pass. How does that work? So, put it in. We're gonna see what we come up with.
May says smash.
Smashing? Are we smashing? What you got on your side, Win?
Shanae says smash, and she's liking it.
Yep. I think the consensus, the scoop is team smash the
Yeah, we feel like we had more smash and trash. We did have, I don't want to say good. We had some good discussions for, there wasn't too much. It didn't seem to be angry. I put it that way. It was definitely debate and why we felt the way we felt. And so I can appreciate the conversation on the post. There was a lot of comments, but it was good conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, and maybe this is another conversation. I didn't know that y'all had hype songs. I just want to throw that out there. I didn't know that y'all had hype songs, but now that I know that, I'm going to the hype song list. So, fellas, if you didn't know your woman had a hype song, then you need to know, and you need to make you help her build her hype song playlist.
Yeah. That's why half of our photo shoot was us laughing and dancing, because that Confessions album had like half the whole.
Listen. Yeah. I'm not. Anyway. Listen. All right, let's go. Fashion time.
Where's my girl? It's time for my girl. All right, y'all.
Win over there. Did you watch the video? Win over there. Win.
Yeah.
You don't watch the video again.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking.
I'm just listening. I listened to Todd Delaney before we came on. Y'all know what I was listening to before I came on. I listened to Chris Brown.
Okay, Breezy brought me out of my bad mood earlier today, so I'm Team Breezy all day. I was Team Breezy.
Go crazy on my phone right now. Yeah.
Is she ready for me to? Okay, cool. She's probably looking at like, come on, sis. Okay, so y'all, I'm actually very, very excited because I did not know that it was Firestarter Tuesday, but I think we all need a little fire starter in our lives, like today. Okay, today. So without further ado, because we have chit-chatted into Sis's intro time, we're gonna talk to the Firestarter herself, and she's gonna talk to us about it's Mountain Day. Let's go up. Ooh, yes. Elevate us, sis. Elevate us on this evening, okay? Please do. So without further ado, we're gonna bring on our sis. Yes, there she is. Hey girl. Hey girl.
Y'all know y'all be cracking me up prior to. Is this my official? Come on, I don't be knowing sometimes.
You understand?
Okay, I'm on. What's up? We so ratchet, y'all. We so ratchet. Pray for the scoop, okay? That's okay. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Yes,
Turn
ma'am.
up. What's up, y'all? What up, squad? What up, nation? How we doing? It's your girl, Cicely Victoria, owner and founder of Passion International. My business tree is to help train and equip people to find their voice of identity so they can stop people pleasing and be empowered, encourage confidence and communication. I'm a certified professional coach. I'm a counselor as well. I am the queen of empowerment and I set people's lives on fire for a living. That's why they call me the fire starter. Welcome to Passion Talk, where we give you practical tools for everyday living so you can press into your personal power. So we are here. Yes, it is Passion Talk Tuesday. Hello. Every Tuesday, second Tuesday of the month. What up, everybody? How are you all doing? I miss you. I miss you so much. Hugs and kisses to everyone. What up, Winnie Win, QEQ, Kelly Kells. All right. So, yes, it is actually a thing. It is Mountain Day. Literally. Like today is Mountain Day. It's a real holiday. I looked it up and I was like, we gonna go with this. We gonna use this for today. All right. So I believe, hopefully, again, I will be able to give my 2 cents in the pot, for all of the conversations that have been going on today. And for you personally, because it's all about your personal power and pressing into that. So it's Mountain Day, you all. Let's go up. So get out your pens and your papers. Let's go for it. So I'm going to give you, this was inspired, actually, it was very apropos for today, and it being a Passion Talk Tuesday, because Firestarter has recently gone on a hike on a real mountain, y'all, and I'm inspired. So, I love to bring you all into my life as much as possible. Thank you, Mike. And just really related to what you may be experiencing as well. The human experience is many times more universal than we would like to think. So, I'm all about metaphor and symbolism and parallels and all of that. So today will be no different. And, a mountain many times is looked at something to be conquered, something that is like a high place. I'm going to give you some real technical definitions as well. But today, we are referencing the mountain as something to get over, something to ascend, something to scale. And so we're going to talk about that, symbolic of a problem. What you call a problem, I call it an opportunity, but it's a challenge nonetheless. Something that is hard, a hard thing, a mountain. So we're going to touch upon this a little bit today, and I pray that it will speak to you. So y'all got to come with me in the spirit, okay? Y'all got to tune in. QEQ already set y'all up for the deep, all right? Y'all know I'm her deep sister, okay? So we going a little bit deep today. Dig in so you can get your deep notes on, all right? So mountains, by definition, are tall, rocky features of the landscape. So this landscape, I want you to put in the picture of your life, okay? A landscape is a prospect or a scene. So I want you to look at your life as a landscape, all right, for this context. Mountains are higher and steeper than a hill and usually have steep sloping sides and sharp rounded ridges and peaks. A mountain is sometimes referenced as a huge amount of something. Adjectives for mountains are the following. They're mostly rugged. I really want you to tune in on this part. Mostly rugged. They're high and very cold. They're incredibly small and and slender, which means they can represent tight spaces, right? Even though they are so vast. but at the same time, they can be tall and slender. They are higher equatorial. Okay, so they are far above sea level. They are spectral, an adjective says. Spectral is ghostly. It's ghostly. And mountains are desolate. Mountains are uninhabited. They're barely palpable, meaning not as obvious or evident. So sometimes you can have a real challenge, a real problem, right? And you don't even quite know that it's there. Maybe many other people see this mountain in your life, but you don't see it. You're not aware of it. It's not evident to you. It's not obvious to you, but it's obvious to someone else. That's why it's good to have good friends. A mountain, as an adjective, adjectives go on to say, are old. They are savage. This is real, like research that is given in regard to mountains. Mountains are savage. They are distant. They are tall. They are fantastic, an adjective says. So I think that's a matter of perception, right? Perspective, how you look at a challenge. Some people look at it as fantastic. Oh, this is an opportunity for me to grow. It's an opportunity for me to go up. It's an opportunity for me to ascend, huh? So fantastic, you know, might seem very contradictory and, oxymoronic, but we would be good sometimes to think of our opportunities as fantastic over and above being disastrous. Our mountains. Mountains are dim. They are bold. They are abrupt. Sometimes these mountains come out of nowhere, right? They just smack us in the face. They just knock your whole life down. They just abrupt your day. They just stop your day. They just stop you in your tracks. Mountains. And they're usually fearful and severe. Let's go on a little bit more facts about mountains. They form through varying causes, all different types of reasons why mountains are formed. They can be rocky and barren. Some have trees growing on their sides. Now, what do we know about trees? Trees represent life. They breathe just like you and I. They are living creatures. So trees are growing on the sides of these mountains. Life can be found in the midst of a mountain. Okay? I want you to think about that. The top of the mountain is called the peak or the summit. Mountains exist on every continent, y'all. Some facts about mountains. That tells me that mountains are universal to every walk of life, and that no one is exempt from a mountain. Mountains, a little bit more. People risk their lives to climb mountains. And I'm glad I came back, right? That the mountain I climbed wasn't very challenging, but people risk their lives to climb very high-staking mountains. And some even die while attempting to climb that mountain. Mountains can even create their own weather. True fact. Mountains can create their own weather. A mountain range, listen here, is a series or a chain of mountains close together. So how I looked at that is that these mountains are problems, challenges, opportunities, however you word it, that are stacked on top of each other. Problems on top of more problems on top of more problems. You ever felt like as soon as you get finished dealing with one thing, here comes another thing, and then another thing, and then another thing. Those are mountain ranges. Now, a group of mountain ranges, get this, is actually called a mountain system. Ugh. A mountain system. Ranges stacked on top of each other, all these mountains stacked, and you get several mountain ranges together. Now you have a system. Does anyone ever feel like you're constantly in a state of problems or a rocky landscape? Like you never seem to be able to catch a breath, like you never feel like you can come up for air? You might be in a mountain system. Mountains are represented as holy places in many faiths where God reveals himself to human beings. There is nothing more revealing of yourself than trying to scale a steep place. I'll say that again. There is nothing more revealing of yourself than trying to scale a steep place. Life, many times, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or even several times in any of these, can present us with situations, opportunities, challenges, etc., that come across as mountains. From family issues to bills to society drama to politics to death to transition to loss to cousin corona and even success, yes, can all be symbolic to mountains. As we just learned that mountains are central to life. I'm so sorry. No, mountains cannot be avoided, but simply must be learned to live amongst. Remember, the trees grow in the mountains. So all that means is that you cannot easily move a mountain without learning to scale a mountain. You know, it's an old song we used to sing back in the church. You probably know it. Oh Lord, don't move my mountain, but give me the strength to climb. Don't get me started. Listen, the people of old they were onto something there. They were saying, don't move this mountain. Listen, you don't want God to necessarily move your mountain. Yes, you may desire him to lighten the load, but no. You don't want it to be moved, but you want to learn how to scale. Let's talk about scaling for a moment. Scaling, as a verb, means to climb up and over. Let's go up. To scale means to ascend. It means to progress in a graduated series. Ooh. See, scaling is not done in one leap. No. It's not done in one hurdle. It's a graduated series of steps. Scaling. Scaling is done over time. Scaling means to escalate from one place to the next. Scaling means to surmount. Scaling means to go up. Instead of waiting for a mountain to move, actually, I encourage you to scale it instead for several reasons. One, scaling makes you stronger. Two, scaling gives you a lesson learned in humility. Listen, whether you go on a natural hike in a mountain or you are experiencing some mountainous opportunities in your life, they humble you, don't they? Listen, ain't nothing more humbling. You want to be humble, I promise you, just go on a hike. Real talk. Go on a hike of several miles and see, don't that mountain humble you? I've been humbled, honey, on one 8-mile hike. I have been humbled. The fire started. I've been made stronger. I got greater revelation. I'm more empowered than I was before scaling the mountain. And guess what? It shows you what you're made of. I saw something about myself while going through that. And the thing about it is, you know, because one major thing that I walked away with there is that it's just you and that mountain, right? Sometimes you feel like it's just you and that problem or you and that challenge or you and that opportunity. Even if you have people alongside you, even if you can see your friend in the distance, but when you're going through your thing, when you're going through your stuff, don't you feel like it's just you and that's how it feels and being on that mountain. And let me tell you, like, you don't have many choices either. Either you just keep scaling to go up. You only have one or two choices. And guess what? You turn around and go back. You keep scaling to go up, or you give it up and turn around to go back. Or actually, you probably have a third option. You can just stay there, but you're going to die eventually because of, starvation and dehydration. Yeah. So don't want to do that. So let's go up. I want to give you a few skills to scale your mountain before I go. Number one, you need to train in advance. Listen, Before you attempt to scale a mountain, and because they are central to life and they cannot be avoided, you need to train in advance. One thing I had in my favor in going on that hike and climbing that mountain is that I work out regularly. I do strength training regularly. Okay, I lift weights regularly. So that really helped my body to be conditioned in advance to even attempt to go through that feat. Okay, so it's too late to try to train when the mountain comes. You need to prepare your inner man, your emotional intelligence, your soul health, your mental state, right? Your emotional regulation, your financial reservoir, your reserve, your friendship, relational health community. All of that is going to impact how successful you are in scaling your mountains, your individual mountains. So you have to train in advance. Don't wait to be reactive when the mountain comes, because you know it's coming. You don't know when, you don't know which mountain, but you know a mountain is coming. So you need to get your body ready, mind ready, heart ready in advance so that you have a greater level of success. Two, I want you to know how to ask for help when you're on this mountain. Sometimes, an ego can get the best of us and pride can get the best of us, and we think we got it, right? We're just climbing. And depending on how well you're trained in advance, you might be huffing and puffing, right? You might be dehydrated. You don't have enough water, but you don't want to look like no punk. You don't want to look like no lame, right? But you know that you're not going to be as successful as you are or would be if you had a good squad, if life squad, as I like to call them, or community around you that can be a support for you. I'm so grateful for my life squad. I say this all the time. I have the best friends. Like, I cannot imagine many other people have better friends than me. Like, I'm just really a blessed woman in the friendship component. And I truly believe it is because I have always purposed to be a good friend. So you want good friends. Know how to ask for help when you need help. Don't be filled with pride. Don't be, stuck on yourself or your problems that you don't think other people have your best interests in mind. Know how to open up your mouth and ask for help. People are not mind readers and they're not psychic, okay? My mama said a closed mouth don't get fed. So you need to open up your mouth and ask for help when you need it to scale your mountain. While you're scaling, I want you to seek small victories. Okay, sometimes, we like to focus on the finish, right? I was on that mountain and I'm like, when do we get to the top? Okay, because I just need to get to the top, but I needed to be grateful that I've come further along from the baseline or the ground where I started than where I was at that time. I wasn't at the top yet. And it actually seemed like the peak was taking forever to come. But I had to be grateful and victorious along the way, that I can give myself a second win, more motivation and empowerment, if you will, to even get to the top. Okay. So it's not always about the finish. It's about the journey and what it is that you're growing into and learning along the way. All right. And you need producers to help you carry out a bigger vision. So don't only see the long-term finish. I want you to see the short-term progress as well. When you're attempting to scale a mountain, you need to listen more than you speak. Listen, I was paying attention to while being on that mountain and on that hike, and I did something very intentionally. Even though I was with my girlfriend, I wasn't in the habit of talking to her very much. Because why? I was intentionally preserving my breath and preserving and watching the regulation of my breathing, that I didn't want to get skewed by talking too much. So while you're going through your challenge, your problem, your opportunity, I want you to learn how to listen more than you speak so that you can get the strategies as to know how to scale successfully. Two more, I want you to be persistent and persevere while you're scaling your mountain. I want you to be found never giving up and quitting. I want you to persist, and persevere along the way. And finally, I want you to have patience with yourself. I want you to have patience. I want you to take a lesson from the wolf. I love wolves as an animal. I love studying them. They're very intriguing creatures to me. And one thing that I've learned about studying wolves is that wolves have a lot of patience. Wolves are known to watch a kill that they desire for months before they attack it. A wolf can watch a kill that they desire for months before they attack. Take a lesson from the wolf. Wolves are not anxious, and they have resolved and they're settled. So if these are characteristics that you need more of, hey, study wolves for a moment. I promise you, you'll be inspired. If you're dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with just wanting to be hurried and get there, one thing that mountain hiking will teach you is that you need patience. You need to have resolve, and you can't get anxious because that will damage your success in your scaling that mountain. So this is our passion talk for today, and I want you to be those who are learning and knowing how to scale your mountain successfully with strength, with power, with integrity, with honor for the mountain, but also with empowerment within yourself. That's it.
Girl.
Was that good for you?
Mhm.
I really, really hope that blessed somebody. You all know I love you so, so much. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Listen, if you need some personal, intimate attention as it pertains to learning how to scale a mountain, I am your girl for all things coach needs. Contact me at firestarterpassion@gmail.com. Please like my page at Passion International on Facebook if you haven't yet. I appreciate you so much. Please reach out to me. I mean that. If you have any further questions, we usually don't have a time on this platform, but I love to engage. And you know, I give you tremendous value. So don't be shy. Reach out to me if you need help and support in any area. Until next time, you all, I want you to stay in purpose, stay in passion, stay in power, and stay on fire. I love you so much. And happy August to you. Scale your mountain this month, you all, and I'll see you in September.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
You-
Yes.
That was a whole word.
Huh? I can't hear you, Winfrey. What'd you say?
Can you hear? I said that was the whole word.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You know, we launch into the deep. You know, I gotta, be inspired. And Q and Q inspired me. You know, I gotta have it deep enough for my Q.
Girl,
You know,
you
she
did
not
that.
listen.
Got me Googling
I can't come shallow. You know what I'm saying? That we need to come
hill in
deep.
the valley to climb.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm glad. Hey, one more thing. If you're in the Aurora area, at the end of August, I'll be doing one of my world famous identity workshops. I'll put the information on the Scoop page. And if you're around and are in Illinois and Chicagoland area and Aurora specifically, I'd love to see you out there. Okay, we have a great time. All right, that's it, you all.
All right. Have a good night. Good job.
See ya.
Bye. Good night. Okay, bye.
All right, y'all. There we go.
There we go.
All right. We
Oh,
over time. Else, go ahead and do what you got to do.
Let's see what's going on. So be on the lookout for the Bear Bye dating show. That's the next thing on the horizon. We have selected our contestants that will be having anonymous videos, so y'all can follow this journey with our contestants. So it's gonna be fun. So we know that at least the first episode is gonna be virtual, but we got some pretty creative things in place that I think you guys are gonna enjoy. So be on the lookout for that. New website is still up. So still have the discounts going on if you sign up and after your first purchase. So go to www.curvykittens.com.
Yes.
What?
I'm going to encourage everybody to slide on over to elegancebydesign.com. When do I want to mention it just a little bit? What we got coming up, or should we? Okay, so I'm gonna. Winfred and I have partnered to kind of expand a little bit of what Elegance by Design has going on. So I've wanted to do a men's line for a very long time, and we are going to start this thing with we're going to have a beard balm and a beard bath for our bros. That is a Dapper by Design is coming soon. So if you are a fella who's got a beard and is trying to keep it right and tight, you need to go ahead and go to elegancebydesign.com and get on the mailing list, because there are going to be some exclusive things coming for you soon, like very soon. So get in there. Get in there, because like Wynn is showing you, he's been using it for a while. He loves it, loves it. So I'm so excited to be able to provide this for you guys. So yes, Dapper by Design is coming very, very soon. But to get all the inside scoop, you want to be sure that you are liking, following, subscribing, all that good stuff to elegancebydesign.com. Elegance by Design with C.com.
You want to do this one too? You want to do this one too?
Oh, is that the straightening products? Yes. Also, you can go to elegancebydesign.com, because I know we are sending the babies back to school, and it is time to figure out what we are going to do. If they're going back to school, even 2-3 days a week, not having to fool with hair is a blessing. So if you have decided that you want to possibly straighten your child's hair, this product right here is one that will help get you there safely, so that you can go back and forth how you choose with the Silk and Sexy Serum and our Afterglow Silk and Shine Spray. It is wonderful. Wonderful products to use to protect, seal your hair, and allow for it to stay until you are ready. It lasts until you are ready to shampoo and set again. So yes, you want to go to the website and get that. Grab that. Throw it in the bag. Throw it in the bag.
Other than that, yeah, good show tonight as always. Great conversation. Thank you all to everybody who hit the share button. Thank you to everybody who commented. If you are new to the show, y'all, we do this every Tuesday at this time. So y'all come back and visit with us again. We enjoyed you. And if you're new, let us know, because we want to thank you. If you haven't liked the Scoop Facebook page, again, go to @RealScoopShow on Facebook. And you can follow us on Instagram at the Scoop Radio. And and same thing on YouTube. So join us, sign up to be on our mailing list. Yeah, we're just glad you're here. So other than that, y'all really, 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 I appreciate it. Q, y'all know I absolutely love y'all. I appreciate what you all do. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate your thought processes. I appreciate the way y'all see things that I don't see, and in ways I see them. So Scoop Nation, we love you. Appreciate y'all. If y'all are not a part of the Scoop Nation group, go and do that as well. These conversations, the posts that we do on this show come from that group. So for hot topics you see, because they were hot in the group. So and their posts typically that you all give us, unless one of us is on one that week and we just have some really good stuff to talk about. Yeah. You all. So join the group. Really good conversation. We believe that it is a brave space. We talk about it every day. So, all right. Other than that, y'all have a good rest of your week. Please, please, please do what you need to do to take care of you, because COVID streets not playing with us. And so please be careful. And if you're in Chicago, please stay safe. Y'all know I love my city, but folks is tripping, and we know they're tripping. So let's stay safe. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. We'll be back next week. Tell me why you're here, love. You could just give it, just spend it while you're standing here. First you say you're with me, and then you try to tease me. So I try to keep it low when you knock me to the floor, cause I don't want tears. Would you believe this love is forever? And would you take this long, sweet road and pull it together, baby?
If this is goodbye, I'm on lost track. You just can't give up. Can't you see the tears in my eyes? 'Cause I'm on track. Baby, treat you right. Just give me one more try. If this is goodbye. If this is goodbye.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
I think you want a new love. Tell me what it is.